Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and as the season changes I'm going to update my get home bag. Basically that's just a EDC or prepper name for a bag of essentials in your vehicle, and you taper it to the kind of environment you're in. Now I did have mine set up before in this, which is a 511 sling bag. However, anyone who's carried a heavy sling, and I filled this to the brim and a lot of the stuff I don't want anymore, it actually got pretty heavy if you had to hoof it with just a sling. So Roaring Fire sent me this, which is a similar sized backpack. So this thing here, they call it the Brushfire, basically is a full-featured small backpack that I am going to outfit right now with a lot of my get-home bag gear. So depending on where you live, depends on what you need. Obviously in the winter, we also carry a lot of other stuff in our vehicles, including sleeping bags, extra food. Water can be a temperamental thing because it freezes, and so I'll get to that in a sec. But overall, there's usually a handful of basic tools, survival tools, essentials, and then a few just regular EDC items. And then this just lives in your vehicle. Never comes out really, and you can count on it, hopefully, if it's designed right, for a get-home situation. And that means you might just put it on your back and go, and it has enough to get you through a lot of different situations, or even just staying with your vehicle. But anyway, let's get to that. So the first thing, I dumped most of my EDC stuff, my get home bag stuff out here from my other bag. So obviously you're going to want some kind of a tool, a heavy chopping, striking tool. I like this one, simple durability. Estwing makes great stuff. It's not my favorite axe, but it may never get used. Anyway, I'm going to slide that thing in right there. Now, if you live in the city, maybe your EDC or your get-home bag would contain something more like this, which might be a little bit more useful. If you're not working with trees, you're working with buildings, etc. So slide that in. Obviously, you're going to want a knife. Now, this does have some side pockets here on the inside. There's a lot of individual storage, and that can be really handy because many times you don't want to just dump everything out. So I'm going to take this. This is a Gerber Strong Arm, and this is a real one. There are lots of fakes out there, and you can get them real cheap on, wish.com or something, only to have them break. Put that there. I always have some duct tape. In this case, it's Gorilla Tape, and I also have some silicone high temperature tape, and that's for auto repairs or for other things. I'm just going to slide that down into that pouch. Well, let's take a look at what else I've got. You've got to have paracord, otherwise you're not in the club. This is a small water filter. It'll be a backup, and it's sealed. One thing I don't want is something that's used that I can't count on. Obviously, then I haven't tested this, but I've used a bunch of the Frontier stuff. I'm not too worried about it. Got a trauma kit here that has a lot of the basics. This has been altered from the way Quick Clot sold those. I've got more in here. COVID's over, so I'm going to update. I don't need as many masks and gloves right now because things are different. I do have a tarp. This is it's like a heavy-duty reflective blanket. You can get small space or kind of the space blankets. Really, you ought to try playing with one of those to see. I think they're great after a marathon, to keep a little extra body heat in until you get your stuff to warm up again. But this one is a bag, and it's also a little bit heavier duty. Totally worth it. So that goes in right there. Got to have some gloves. I'm going to actually put the gloves. If you look at this, I've got a pouch up here. This is soft. This is designed more for a cell phone. And then I've got a pouch here. What goes in this? Well, gloves are one thing because I want to be able to grab them fast. Sometimes if that's a car wreck or you've got to deal with something that's hot. So I'm going to deal with that there. This can slide in here. I do have some storage up here. What's going to go there? Well, I'm going to see how this all fits together. The paracord, I can probably fit that down on the side of the hatchet handle there, keep it from banging on the edge. So I've got that. Now, this is actually, inside here is a stove, is a container. I don't know if I'll pack it all up before I shove it in here just to show you. But what we've got is, this is actually a small, actually this is a lighter in here, and a spoon, 2 spoons it looks like. And in here we've got some gas. I don't want to use a whoops, try to pry that thing out. Always have to build a fire, but this is going to be instantaneous, both on and off. And then here is a stove and an igniter from Optimus. So this is just, it's a great little stove. Really should get more use, but it all fits into this system right here. And then this all gets bunched up into this stuff sack. It's an excellent little set for instantaneous either water purification or cooking. In this case, I think what I'm going to do is slide that up, slide this pouch up, or this thing up, and bury that down near the bottom. Still closes up just fine. That allows me maybe to slide this in because of the shape, round and round. A wool hat is essential. I can lean that up along here. Remember, I may never get into this thing. Now here's a conundrum. This is a lot of the traditional EDC Essentials. So I've got a Leatherman, I've got a sharpening stone, I love these giant ferro rods, pencils, batteries, plenty of batteries for this particular light. There's a little Phoenix here. I have got this is another one of those survival blankets. That's something, both this one's bright orange and foil on the inside. I've laid down inside one of these. This is a double size one. They can be amazingly effective. They're also waterproof, and you can use them inside a vehicle if you've got broken windows or something like that, as actually a tarp. More odds and ends, definitely a buff. You've got to have a buff. But I was looking at this thing thinking it should fit right in here. That's where it belongs. But I have another bag here, this one by Roaring Fire as well, that when I look at it, I think I'm going to swap it. Swap all the gear here, because when I slide this thing in, I think I can easily get that to fit right around in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This has YKK zippers, which you've got to have. You don't want your zippers blowing out, because this might be the bag you're carrying with you on a journey. Now it does have a pouch here. In the winter, that is where a water bottle would go. And the reason is, again, like I mentioned, water freezes, so this would go in and out. And I may just use a regular water bottle. This is actually a titanium grail that has a filter inside it. But I could use other things inside this. And on this side, if I want to attach other things in this molly-like webbing, I can easily do that. Up here at the top, what I'm probably going to want to do is add some sunglasses or something like that into this soft pouch, or I may keep them in a case. And what I prefer here in some bag like this is something like this. I might be hiking in snow, so I want full coverage, but I also want to be able to use them like safety glasses. So that's one of the reasons I go with something like this. This will probably drop right in the top up there as well. So this could also be batteries, phone, charger, things like that. Now, one last thing, and that is I got to carry a staple gun sometimes, and so that just slides. Actually, this is a full-size staple gun, a little harder to get in and out. I'm going to use a compact stapler in here, and that may be how I roll with this thing. It is actually a well-made pack, affordable, under $100, solid design, and going to be much easier to move around. Sling packs are great if you want to slide them back and forth, because you can access them even while you're running. It's possible to slide something around in front of you and then access the components versus taking it off of a shoulder. However, they don't carry well over rough terrain when you aren't able to keep sliding the sling back, and it causes some problems on your shoulder if it's heavy, you know, or extended wear. And I have run into problems with sling packs that way. So what I want to do here is build this out, get it dialed in, put it in my car, and that it becomes my get home bag. So yeah, I prefer this right now over my 511. And with that, Doc out.